guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the shop. Today we're going to be working on the new project, the 99 S10. Alright, so this is the box of shiny new goodies that's going to go on the S10. Pretty much everything steering related, tie rods and tie rod ends and idler arms and all that stuff. So let me get this all unboxed and we'll see what we got. So we've got tie rods, both driver and passenger side. We've got the center link and we got the idler arm. And then, surprise to me, it also came, the kit I got also came with the sway bar links, which is good because mine are completely shot, just like everything else under this truck. So got this kind of thrown together, tie rod ends threaded into the coupler. I guess the next step is going to be to pull the old stuff off and then stick the new stuff on. Okay, so now we're under here. We can see all the old stuff, and I'll show you why we need to replace this. So first off, everything's super loose. Well, mostly everything is super loose, and I can actually wiggle. If I remember how to do it. Yeah, there we go. You can see that movement in that ball joint. There's a shadow in the way, but there's a lot of movement in that ball joint. So that could let go at any moment, and I'd rather not have my wheels go all lazy-eyed on the highway. It's just a recipe for disaster. So we're going to replace that all. We might not get to the tie rod ends right now, but definitely want to take care of all the steering stuff. So we can see we've got our ball joints, tie rod ends here, got another end right here, coupler, sleeve. This center piece is going to get replaced. There's ball joints on either end. And we've got this idler arm up here, which kind of matches our steering box over here. So what we're going to do is just pop that ball joint there, undo those nuts, pop that ball joint, and that ball joint, and then take the whole thing out as an assembly. Okay, now we got to find socket to fit that. It's just a little bit small. Next size up. Perfect. Now, before you do this, an important thing to do is going to be to measure the distance between the ball joints. So from this one to that one, I measured mine and it is exactly 41 inches, or 44 inches. All right. Got that just about there. Now let's see if the traditional trick works, which is smack that with a hammer. Hey! Wish I had that luck on the Blazer. Okay, so now we're just going to undo that ball joint, or that castle nut, drop the ball joint off. So now I'm going to do the other one. Oh wow, that was loose. Whole ball joint is turning. So Okay, so the other option, if this still doesn't work, is there's some wrench flats up there. Look to be a little bit bigger than a 1/4 inch. I can grab that and then try to see if I can't get it loose. So I decided to take out the grinder. Cutting the top off. I'm gonna take the grinding disc and just kind of shave that down a little bit more, and then I'm gonna smack with a hammer. All right, ground that a bit more. I tapped with a punch and it just falls out. It's still hot. Okay, so back on the ground, took the jack off, put the tire back on, lined up the spindle with the tie rod. That way I can at least leave these kind of how they are, so I can at least sort of pretend to keep my alignment. Now next step is going to be to pull that off, as well as the pitman arm, or the ball joint on the pitman arm. I got both the nuts off with the impact and managed to drop the socket in there for the 3rd time. So now that just comes right off like so. Then the ball joint on the pitman arm, and then we are done with the disassembly. Okay, so this is also 18 millimeters, like everything else so far. Bust that free. Alright, this took 2 hands, so I couldn't do it with the camera, but pickle fork, slide it over that, hit that end with a hammer until it pops off. So now, I can undo that. And we can take this whole assembly off and put it on the workbench. Okay, so I got the old one over there. I had to take it apart because I needed to make sense of what was different. Looks like they gave me the wrong tie rod ends in this kit. I'm pretty sure this is the end that's supposed to go there. I think these are actually the same, just different threading. So I've got that, but yeah, so this kit's a little bit wrong, so I'm gonna have to throw this up into the truck and look at what I can get. Maybe head to the parts store and see if I can't buy some stuff. So it's a good thing I just kind of put everything in place, because I was a little mistaken. The tie rod ends are a little bit different. I did actually have them switched. So that wasn't it. That was part of the issue. So I got this up, got the idler arm installed, got it installed on the pitman arm over there, and got the tie rods installed. That's all loose. But basically what happened, we can frame there, this guy was just a little bit skinny, and so it sticks out just a little bit more than I'd like it to. You can see the castellations on the nut barely touch that hole, so the cotter pin isn't really doing too much, but it's not bottomed out, it's not doing anything too weird. I can flex the suspension and it seems to be moving fine. I'll probably look into getting some different outer tie rod ends. But for now I can at least button it up and keep driving. So everything's kind of loosely in. I've tightened all of these guys. I just need to go through and slip a cotter pin through every one of those castle nuts, and then snug up these guys. Leaving the wheels at the same position they were at before, I was able to just slip that up and bolt it in, using that to help me adjust this. I did measure center to center is still 44 inches, so it's still pretty bang on. I might have to adjust it down the road. I know the steering wheel was a little cocked to the side before, but that could have just been because of all the looseness, and the crown of the road, because I had to turn to the left, and the crown of the road makes everything move to the right. So that's all in. Like I said, now I just got to put all those cotter pins in and button it up and tighten the links. But the alignment should stay about the same. If it's too far off, I'll take it to an alignment shop and get that taken care of. Okay, I'm back. Things are fully installed. I got the cotter pins in, got the Zerk fittings on, and filled up all the ball joints with grease. It looks like most of these guys came dry, so both tie rod ends were completely dry. This guy I think was pretty dry. Oddly enough, these were pretty good. Grease just splooge out of those pretty much instantly. And if you don't know how a grease gun works, you just take that, stick it on there, give it a couple squishes. Once you do that, wait for grease to start oozing out the other end. And when you're done, just kind of pull that off to the side, and you're good. So make sure you do that on all of them. If it comes with a Zerk fitting, a grease fitting like this, you're going to want to lube them up. Oftentimes they come dry, and if you don't lube them up, then they're going to not last you very long. I saw some reviews for this kit. A guy said he wore them out in about 6 months. Oh, looks like my light just died. He said he wore them out in about 6 months. I assume it's because he didn't grease them up. So always grease up your fittings. And yeah, so I think that's it for now. Alright guys, thanks for watching. See you next time.